our Evening with the Poppies. So we have, if you don't already know, which you're here, so I'm sure you know, Trent and Tonya, Maddie's parents, are here to answer a few questions for us about Maddie and their family's whole experience with American Idol. And I think what we'll do is just ask when it all began, the first audition, where it was, because a lot of that happened when nobody knew.
Right.
So if you just want to start with that, kind of when it all began.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for coming. I told Tonya, I said 7 to 10 people. But then the hometown visit, I thought we'd do it on a hay rack outside the school with my PA, so I kind of missed that one too. But yeah, it started. You know, Maddie, after The Voice, she was kind of down, and she didn't know if she wanted to do that again. And then I saw that American Idol was coming, had auditions in Omaha, and they just had a bus, is what it was, and you stood out in the, well, let me back up. So anyway, I said, hey, we should drive to Omaha, and we should audition and see what you know. She didn't know she wanted to, and I said, yeah, come on, we'll go, and we did it. So we drove to Omaha. And there weren't that many people. And I say there weren't that many. There was probably 300 people. And we stood in line, and they take them in groups of 10. And so there's 10 people, and you go forward, and you stand in front of a judge. Or they call it a producer. And you think producer sounds like a big title, but everybody's a producer, you know, at American Idol. So. Anyway, she sang, you know, people would sing, all 10 of them sang, and then that's where she sang Rainbow Connection, and he said something, I can't remember how he phrased it, but he said, it didn't sound, he said, you all did good or something, you know, but not what we're looking for, and then he paused and he said, except for Maddie. So she thought, here again, I didn't get it. So anyway, so then, she made it through to Omaha, and they said, and you know, I know it looks like on TV where you just go in and you audition, but there's a lot more steps to it than that. And so then they said, okay, in a couple weeks we need to come to Chicago. So we went to Chicago, drove to Chicago, I think it was the Navy Pier there, and she auditioned there for some more producers. And I can't remember what she sang. I think they said have a couple songs prepared, and then they liked her, and they said, okay, we're going to move you on, we're going to have you sing for some more people. And that was also in Chicago. And then she made it there. And then, so, you know, we're thinking, okay, well, this is going good. And then after that, they called and they said, okay, where do you want to audition in front of the judges? She knew she'd made it to that point. And we were going to go to Nashville because we could drive to Nashville, and the whole family could go. But then they wanted her for some reason to go to New York, and you know, she said, oh, I don't know. And they said, well, we'll pay your way and your hotel. And so we thought, well, heck yeah, let's go. So anyway, we did that. Got to New York, and you know, you sit in this room with all kinds of other people, and it's just like you see on the auditions. There's all kinds of people. I mean. Well, I'll just leave it at that. There's all kinds of people. And so anyway, you get a number, and this was at I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it was right across the street from Madison Square Gardens. And so, you know, we're staying in this hotel, and you know, there's a lot of anticipation. You don't know, and there's a lot of talent, and Maddie's hearing these other, because there's people that are sitting there just belting it out the whole time, you know, really, you know, look at me, look at me. And Maddie really wasn't like that. She just kind of sat in the corner, and you know, and they want shots of people dancing and all that, and she was always standing in the back because she didn't, yeah, that just wasn't her. And so then the next day, we're all in a room, and you didn't know when you were going, if you were going to go first or last. And we found out later the last people, you know, they'd been waiting for like 8 hours. So anyway, long story short, we went across the street to Madison Square Gardens to this little room, and they shuffle you up, and the doors, she goes in the doors, and we're standing outside there. And Ryan Seacrest wasn't there yet. But anyway, she went in and did her audition, and we could hear a little bit through the doors, and she came out, and she had the golden ticket. So that was, and then the next stop was Hollywood, but I'll get into that a little later.
Cool.
Before we start with any questions, I'll just throw out there that we do have cookies and lemonade when we're done, and we will draw for a few door prizes at the end, so before I forget. Does anyone have a question? Just raise your hand.
How has this changed your life?
For me, I can't say it's really, I was waiting for some big moment that, everything has changed, but it really, I can't say that it really has. Maddie still stays in her same bedroom at home, and we still talk about the things that we always do, and I still get after her if I need to get after her, and that's, and so, yeah, so that's, I don't know, I know that, when I go places now into Hy-Vee and stuff, just pretty much around here, a lot of people, say hi and stuff, and I'm not sure exactly who they are, but yeah, I guess that would be the one thing for me that's kind of changed, is just get recognized more.
I would say, yeah, your privacy has changed a little bit, where before, you could kind of do your thing and no one would really notice, but now whenever we go, out it doesn't happen at all in Clarksville. I think in Clarksville everybody knows us, everybody knows we're just down to earth people, just like everybody else. But when we go to Waverly or Waterloo and people recognize and want, they'll come up to our table and want her autograph, or, especially when she's with us, or want a picture with her, which is real, we obviously, love that people have been so supportive, but it has taken some of our privacy away. So that's one thing that probably is different, but we try to be much like we've always been. So try to keep things as normal as we can, I guess.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What did it feel like being there?
Like where? Like when we were in California when she was on the show, or in New York? I guess I wonder where you're asking.
In Hollywood.
Oh, in Hollywood, it was really pretty exciting because there was lots of, we got to meet the judges, and so, celebrities, and everywhere we went there was lots of movie cameras, and everyone was videotaping everything we were doing and taking pictures, and so it was pretty exciting. But I will say also it was super nerve-wracking. I have never had, this is the first time my nails have ever been long, and when I was there, I looked like I had like a rabid animal on my hand because I had gnawed off my fingernails so mad. So it was very nerve-wracking at times because, we were just praying that she would make it through to the next round, and, but it was, as a parent, you're just really nervous and hoping she's gonna do her best, and obviously she did, right?
Thank you so much for coming and supporting me. You guys have been so great to me throughout this whole journey, and you still are. It's so great because, when you're on the show, it's like all, lights and camera, and it's like it's a big deal at the time, but when you're off, you worry that, have people forgotten about me, or is anyone going to care now that I'm not on TV?